friends and family, this is SP News Nugget, and today, you guys, we've got two stories to bring to the table today. We're going to talk about a little girl. Well, she's 13, 14 years old. Her name is Sylvia McGee. She's down in Ohio. We're going to tell you guys what happened to her, and then we got a story coming out of South Carolina. We're talking about a minister. We're going to talk about a pastor for a little bit at the end of this commentary. So, you guys, here we go. A teen boy who was pleaded guilty to shooting dead a 14-year-old girl because he believed a rumor that she was pregnant with his child. Sylvia McGee was gunned down less than a block away from her home in Canton, Ohio between midnight and 4 a.m. back in March. Investigators said she was shot once in the head by then the 13-year-old who the reporter has chosen not to name, which I understand that, but he allegedly fired a .38 caliber semi-automatic handgun, but the murder weapon was never found. After his arrest, the teen claimed to have committed the execution because he believed Sylvia was pregnant and he was the father of her child. In court last week, Assistant Prosecutor Michael said that this is what I believe got this whole thing all started. Now, somebody said that this is not even his girlfriend. So they don't even know why he killed her, but maybe they did do something. But citing the results of Sylvia's autopsy, she revealed that the teen was not pregnant and also added that she was not the defendant's girlfriend. As part of the plea agreement, the now 14-year-old accepted one count of murder reduced from aggravated murder. He also pleaded guilty to obstruction justice by giving false and misleading information to police, as well as an accompanying gun specification. The teen, who was tried as a juvenile due to being 13 at the time of the murder, will remain in youth prison until he is 21 years of age. Further years imprisonment will be announced at his sentence that is due to take place on January the 7th. The judge will determine whether to sentence him as a serious youthful offender, which could add 18 years to life imprisonment to his sentence. Part of his plea deal ensures he will spend 7 years in youth prison and will not request early release. Prosecutor John said the agreement was made to avoid the risk of a trial jury supported by Sylvia's family. He said, "Our hands were tied. I just thought it was the worst of the worst case I've ever seen here. It's a tragic situation that our community had to go through. We feel this was the best resolution in seeking justice here." The killer was sentenced after his co-defendant 14 pleaded true to tampering with evidence and obstructing justice. He also pleaded guilty to being an accomplice to murder, which was a reduced sentence. One of Sylvia's family members who remembered the late teen said, "I just can't believe that he did that." When asked about the recent guilty plea on November the 13th, she said, it's still not closure. He should have just admitted it from the beginning." The family member also stated she didn't deserve that. She wasn't that type of kid. She was upbeat and funny. Sylvia had plans to move to New York to work as a beautician and open her own business. The relative added she wanted everybody to get along. She wanted everybody to just be friends. That's just the type of personality she had. It was believed that Sylvia McGee went out to meet her killer and another boy when the attack happened between midnight and 4 a.m. Okay, family, our second case is about this pastor down there in South Carolina. He not only got this teenage girl pregnant once, but he got this teenage girl pregnant twice. You guys remember him. Here he is. His name is Philip Buxton. He's 32 years of age, you guys. This pastor who pleaded guilty to child sex charges will spend the next decade in prison. Let me tell you guys how it went. The victim says she became pregnant twice by 32-year-old Philip Buxton and had an abortion to terminate the pregnancies. Accordingly to the South Carolina Attorney General Office, Buxton pleaded guilty to this week to 2 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor, 14 years old, in Spartanburg County. He was sentenced to 20 years, suspended to 10 years, and 5 years of probation. He must register as a sex offender and can have no contact with the victim. The 2 charges were dismissed. Philip Buckerson was a former senior pastor at Cleveland Chapel Baptist Church and attended Spartanburg Methodist College, accordingly to the church website. Buxton served as one of the coordinators for the Cherokee County School Curriculum Council. The website says he previously served as pastor at Pine Grove Baptist Church in Ivy. Officials says that investigations began in January when a Spartanburg County Sheriff Officer investigator received 2 tips from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Investigators said the girl was found and gave a detailed statement to investigators about her involvement with Buxton. She said she had sexual intercourse with him.
It was disturbing enough. New tonight, we're learning more about an upstate pastor charged with criminal sexual conduct with a minor. Our cameras were rolling as Philip Buxton was taken to jail this afternoon. Spartanburg County deputies say Buxton had sex with a 13-year-old girl and got her pregnant twice. Buxton was a star basketball player in Gaffney. He pastored a church in Spartanburg. 7 News' Nicole Smith is joining us now with more on the case. Nicole.
Tom, the sheriff's office says this case started 1 week ago. They say the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force got 2 cyber tips that led investigators to a local church today.
Is it true you had sex with a 13-year-old girl?
Philip Gerard Buxton said nothing as he left the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office Wednesday. Deputies say he confessed to allegations of criminal sexual conduct with a minor, second degree. Earlier in the day, deputies picked him up at Cleveland Chapel Baptist Church, where their website shows he's the senior pastor.
Everything is joyous over there all the time.
This time, the church parking lot was empty.
Even on Wednesday nights, the place is packed.
As Bible study was canceled.
It's kind of disturbing, really, you know.
Deputies say a victim told investigators a sexual intercourse between her and Buxton started October 2015 at Buxton's Cherokee County home. She was 13 years old, nearly half Buxton's age at the time.
Child sexual abuse is a far too prevalent problem.
The victim told investigators she and Buxton had sex multiple times throughout Spartanburg County as well. When she was 14, she says she became pregnant twice and had abortions both times.
We know that things like sexual abuse can lead to post-traumatic stress symptoms, but we also know that we have interventions that have been proven to help those symptoms subside.
Past experiences she hopes this victim can get help with. Buxton's past includes state championships with Gaffney High School and about 4 years as pastor at the more than 100-year-old Cleveland Chapel Baptist Church.
You gotta be wary of the kids around people nowadays.
And authorities in Cherokee County were also notified about this just in case there should be charges in that jurisdiction as well, Tom.
So potentially more to come in this story then. So, Nicole, the congregation of his church, did you get a chance to talk to anyone there?
I did this afternoon, Tom. They didn't want to go on camera, but they say that Buxton he is a really good preacher, and they say they're just really hurt by these charges and that they're just asking people to pray for their congregation, Tom.